So you're pulling for Teox, or you're thinking about it, or you already have him, but you can't find all the information you want in one video. That's what you have me for. Let's go. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? We have a boosted event for a bunch of faction unity champions in the game right now, and top among them is this guy right here, Teox. One of the best champions in the game, but also one of the most fun champions in the game, and I want to share with you everything that I know about him in one video. We're not just talking about Hydra, we're going to be talking about Arena as well as other game modes, but what you really need to know first off the bat is that we pull shards for viewers every time there's a big summon event, whether that's in the middle of the week like this or on Fridays or for our big shard parties. So come on out to the live streams. I've been streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, a lot of hours since I've been full-time. Now, today is a Wednesday, and we are streaming today instead of tomorrow, Thursday, because obviously this is huge, and we're going to have so many people. I have a bunch of people on my list to pull shards for. You can come on out and get your shards pulled as well. Message me in Discord, join our Discord community, and let's have a blast together. With that being said, what you really want to know is the information on this guy, Teox. And he is amazing. He just flat out is amazing. There are so many great parts about his kit. We're going to talk about all of them. The first thing that I want to mention at the beginning of the video, so that hopefully the most amount of people will hear it, you must use his A2, because that's how you're going to stack up this 50% increase to his attack. So if you're using him in Hydra, you want to manually do this ability twice, and then you can turn it off. Depending on the team, then you can do A1s only, or you can do the A3 if you're going to go with the Lizarmen team, which I do recommend, but we're going to see both ways. If you are doing the A1 only, there are a lot of great champions you can pair with him, and top among them are going to be 2 free champions that you can get on your account. I'm going to show you who you can pair with him if you have a healthy, robust roster, aka you've been very lucky in other shard pulls, but there are great options for him regardless of what your roster is. The point is, if you have this guy, you are using him. No questions asked. You're building him in this champion training we have coming up. You are booking him in the champion training or in CVC. You are using this guy 100% of the time. There's no stalling. Like, this guy is literally that good. He's that good. So let's jump in. Let's see some builds. And I think that you're going to see some great results today, but also from a variety of areas in the game. Okay, in case you haven't seen it, yeah, one of the luckiest things that has ever happened to me in the game is this right here. Yes, that is definitely 2 Teoxes in 2 10 pulls. And I know that it's insanely lucky, but it happened, and so I have 2 available, but that benefits you in this video because you can see how I'm using both of them. Okay, so we have our 2 Teoxes. The first one is in a 6-piece Merciless set. I just don't have the resources, the accessories to put him in a 9-piece, but I will hopefully get there at some point. He has a 2-star Blessing. I bought both of those from the Soul Merchant, and I'll continue to buy them if they ever show up. I'd love to get a second one as well. That'd be amazing. But until then, he is in Savage Cruel, and I have a little Slayer bonus in there as well. But you want to be stacking up the attack. I have this one pretty slow. I was thinking about making him faster. This one is faster. I had them together, and so that's one of the reasons why I had them slow. One fast, one slow. But I think that this is more closer to the build that I would recommend. You know, try to get as much attack as you can. His base attack is not crazy. And I obviously need a bigger blessing on him, right? In order to be able to pump those stats up a bit more. So anyway, this is the total stats that we have here, and then 300% crit damage. He doesn't need accuracy or anything like that, so really the only thing you're focused on is those damaging stats there. So let's jump on over into Hydra and see what kind of things are possible with him. Now, Hydra class just finished, and we killed it. Coming in there with some insane numbers, and a lot of that, is thanks to Trunda, but that's not what we're talking about today. I want to talk about my brutal team first, but don't be discouraged because there's a lot of things that we can do to change up this team, okay? So we have our Teox in there coming in at 635 million. Krisk is in a cursed set. That's why his numbers are so inflated. Sulfurion's the best if you got him. Insanely great champion to pair with Teox. And then we have the GOAT, Toshiro. He is just unmatched, okay? He's just unmatched. Trunda, Yannicka, Toshiro, okay? Obviously, Yannicka and Wixwell, you can't have them separated. And then we have Lazarus in there as well. So this team is amazing. It is obviously amazing. This is my personal best in Brutal Hydra. Maybe like, I don't know, a little bit more than that, but right around this. And Teox is bringing Toshiro and boosting his damage, because every time he A1s, Toshiro also A1s. But because I have other Lizardmen in this team, I have the ability to use the A1 and the A3, and that A3 smacks. Now, towards the end of the video, I will start a Hydra run so you can see the damage in action, but right now we're just going to go over teams with him. All right, now, originally I had them together, and I will show you that team as well, but what I found is that it's just better to split them up, okay? Now, this team here, I don't think this team is fully optimized because there's a lot of overlap in this team. We have Hex from Archer and Michinaki. I don't think we need all of that, okay? We have Garrel in here who is pairing up with Teox. I would love to get Michinaki up a little bit higher, or somebody else up a little bit higher in this team. Maybe that means replacing the Archer, which could be a cool idea too. But I have a lot of overlap in this team, and I would love to optimize it even further. But you can see here, completely different setup, right? Completely different setup. There are so many champions that Teox pairs well with. And in this team, maybe that Archer is supposed to be an ally attack champion. That actually sounds fire. Like if we had MtgJedi in there, obviously I'm using her in the other team because she is boosting Toshiro. But if I had MtgJedi in here in this team, probably in place of the Archer, because you guys don't have her anyway, then I would be able to bring Michinaki and Garrel. I would be able to do so much shenanigans and increase that even further. If you have any comments on how I can improve any of these teams, I'm open to it. So, with that being said, here is another option for you. Now, I don't want to leave you with just that, so let me show you what some of my clanmates are doing as well, because they have some awesome teams too. Shout out to Fearless Leader, Rebel. And he is bringing some lizards to the fight as well. He's got Draco and Krisk. I'm jealous of your 4-star soul. And then you can see that MtgJedi I mentioned in there. He's pairing that with Harima. And you can see great results from this combination as well. There are a lot of different champions that you can pair here. And I'm going to show you as many of them as possible. My dude Patient, aka Couchy, what's up, bro? We got the double Teox squad here, and you can see he ended up with a similar amount to me. But again, what I found is it was better to split them. You know, if you have both, then that's easy to hit that 4 Lizardmen that you need. But also, if you have both, then you could make 2 amazing teams instead of just 1, just like I did. But the 2 team is great as well. Okay, next up we have my dude Ting. I think that this is a much more accessible type of team. You can just replace the archer with somebody else, probably any hex champion, really. Like if you got the last fusion, maybe Scorid could go in there, but you know, whatever the case might be, pairing Teox with Ninja is a very, very powerful thing to do. Then you can go Lydia and a Reviver, Mikage in there. This team structure, really, really nice. We also have this one over here with Loki, and I like this one because it's using Varl, you know? Personally, I can't deal with no revivers, but that team is great. We also have Hollybee down here, and that is going to be this team, similar, but we get to use Sun Wukong here. We do have the Lizardmen in there, so we're probably using the A3. Over here, we have Heshpiece. We got the 6-star Teox. This team is gonna just get a lot of damage in there. A lot. And we have Ramontu in there, which is very interesting to me. I wonder if we just took Ramontu out and put somebody in there for decreased defense, like AoE, if we'd be able to just skyrocket this damage. I would think so. Like Draco in there if we really needed that Lizardman, or we could do just any. Lydia would be insanely good there, whoever the case might be. My dude Chronic, what's up, bro? Rocking the double Teox team here with the Duchess to support them. Wallmaster, Gizmac up in there. I'm not saying all of these teams are accessible, but I do want to show you all of them, okay? Here we have no full Lizardman team, but we do have Nekmothar to pair well with him. And we have Thor. Teox is going to bring Thor to the fight every time. And that's amazing. Glycade's going to boost that power. Love this team. I definitely might have to try that together as well. And then I think that's all of them. But if you have not looked through your clan's Hydra teams or the opposing clan's Hydra teams for ideas on how you can push damage, you definitely should, because that's a great way to get ideas. Okay, now enough about Hydra. Let's jump into some other areas of the game as well. Okay, so over here in Arena, what you're going to notice a lot that is starting to happen is Teox in these Arena teams. Now, he can just be a normal nuker. You can slot him in your normal Arbiter team. You go like Arbiter, Armands, Ultimate Death Knight, and then Teox or something. But there are these specific teams where you get Calvalax's poisons, and that is going to make you either go first or close to it. Now, if we jump in here, let's try to find a team without Stoneskin. Stoneskin is going to shut you down. So what you want to do is use it against the Arbiter teams, because you're going to just get the first turn and then kill them. And before you've even done anything, like before you blink, they're dead, okay? It's particularly good against Sun Wukong, because Sun Wukong almost never in Stoneskin, and then he can't be revived, which is the most annoying thing. We weak hit over here, but then we killed them, okay? Sifi is a little bit rough, and then if you are trying to use this team against go second teams where they're likely to have Stoneskin, that can be rough. Now, not always, like this, perfectly fine. We didn't kill Rhodos there, but then we killed him, okay? If you want to use this strategy, you need at least 3 Lizardmen, okay? You need at least 3 Lizardmen. Do you need Lazarus? No, you do not. Do you need Pythion? No, but he's pretty good. And do you need Calvalax? No, but he's also pretty good. If you don't have Calvalax for some reason, but you do have Gizmac, that can work. But then you would want a speed lead in there to compensate for the lack of debuffs. Teox pairs so well with Calvalax because he's putting all of the poisons up. And so you're going to be able to use that, all of the debuffs boost his passive concept. And then you can see here, like, okay, we had some Stoneskin, but all the damage dealers are dead. right? We killed that Harima, okay? We killed that Harima. She's dead. And now we're just waiting and fighting through the rest of it. You know what I mean? There are a lot of other variations. That's the one that I use. You wouldn't want to do that against someone like a Siegfried. Like, there are definitely limitations. But it's a very, very good team, especially against squishy damage dealers. Now, you're going to start to see Mezimel a lot more here too, but a lot of times she has Stone Skin. Not in this case, okay? Not in this case, she just dead. And it seems like cheating. Not gonna lie, it's one of the most OP teams I've ever seen. But if we find a team, here, let's do one where it's not a good idea. And that way I can show you that it's not like a deal breaker 100%. Now, what we have here is Marichka. And you can see she puts up the block damage. What on earth are we supposed to do about that? Die. We're supposed to die. And there's nothing we can do about it. Okay? There's nothing. We can try to strip here. Okay? That did work. And then what we can do is try to come in before Terrace kills us. It's not going to work, okay? It's not going to work. So we can revive here and then die again. Maybe let's boost. And we got the Python back. Let's see if we can kill them. Nope. Okay. Well, there was a short window there, but then Terrace killed us. Okay. So if you're trying to fight against Terrace and Marichka, it's not a good idea. Okay. And then that goes for any type of Stone Skin as well. But all of these types of teams that are just speed teams or, you know, don't have a lot of protection, if they have cleansers and stuff, that's probably not a good idea. Torment should be fine. You should be able to work with Torment, but then we have this block damage part. So you have to know what teams it's good against and what it's not, but it's a very, very good strategy. Okay, next up is going to be Amius, actually. PSA announcement, I do not claim that this is an accessible team or that you'll be able to build it, but I do claim that this is the team that I used. And this is like the first time, it's not a one-shot, but like it's a quick-ish run. I was 21 turns, yes. Liquid did it in 5, but he's got some insanity up here. I used this Teox idea of the A1 to bring in Turvold multiple times. Then we have the ally attacks. So it's like Teox is his own ally attacker, because on that A1, he's teaming up with the ally with the highest crit damage, which is pretty great to bring in Turvold. I've been kind of wanting to try that combo in Hydra, but I don't know if it's going to be better than anything else I'm doing. But if you have that as an available option, it is amazing. This is going to be a great team. I'm sure there are other champions you can slot in there for them, but it was not easy. This was literally the only team I could get to work on this rotation, so bear that in mind. All right, I want to flip over to the Unity Skills Pack. I'm going to think about that. It's probably not good. I'm going to flip over to the Index. I want to talk about the Lizardmen. I happen to have all of them, so I have some good info for you. So let's break that down. Okay, so what champions are you going to want to pair with him? Lazarius and Python, as well as Nikmo, are the top options. Okay, Krisk is probably the #1 option, just because if you have a Krisk, you're going to use a Krisk. But Sulfurion is also actually insane. You can use Skull-Lord Vargal. He can be your provoke, decrease attack, mischief target, all of that good stuff. We saw Ramontu being used, but I don't normally recommend it. If you want the decreased defense and weaken type champions from Lizardmen, you can use Draco or technically Roxam. And I want to mention Krokmar because I almost did a whole video on him. If you don't have any other options for a Lizardman, you can use him, but he kind of takes the spot of that ally attack. What he does is he brings buffs for you, and then he has this shield, but his problem is he only does this shield on himself. He really needs this shield to go on everybody, as is he's not really good enough. And then he does an AoE A1, so you can put him in a cool gear set, and then his passive is really helpful as well. But the thing that's holding him back is putting the shield on everyone instead of himself. With that one change, I think he'd be good, but he is an option for you. I think also Vergamcar is actually a good option. Removing the provoke is really good. Increased defense and shield on everybody is really good. And then over here, he has decreased defense. So he could pair really well with an Estrid or your Varl the Destroyers. I think that everything about his kit is great, and it's decent for Hydra. So I think maybe it's okay for Arena, but I probably wouldn't. And you have some other great options as well. Most of the epics you're not going to want to use in a Hydra team, unless you're early game and working on like normal or hard. All of the epics are great for content, like Venomage, Jurang, Basilisk, Aox, all great. Skathix is wonderful. I'm excited to try Slixus at some point. Quargan can be used, Jizzo once in a while, Delaja, Broadmaw, okay? So Lizarmen really do have a lot of great options. Just ignore the rares, pretend they don't exist. So I hope that that's a good and helpful synopsis. Last but not least, let's see him in action. I want to go get my rewards, and then we'll jump in and see what his team is possible. I wasn't really going to throw this in here, but I decided just throw in the clip of the first place chest in case people have never seen it. That's what I got. It's going to have the, accessories that we're looking for, plus a primal shard, basically, clan gold, clan XP, all of that good stuff. And then how you get your soul stones is mostly from Hydra in these chests. I promised you I'd tell you about my double Teox team that I was working on also. It was this one, and it was great. It was absolutely great. We had ally attack, decreased defense and weaken, 4 lizards, all the things. But what I wanted to show you was, number one, some suggestions for champions. I don't think I mentioned Quintus anywhere, but he's great to pair with them. And then I wanted to show you what kind of damage is possible with this setup. So we'll go decrease defense and weaken. We want to do the A2 multiple times. That's going to build up the attack values. Krisk can, provoke. And then once we get all of this set up, then we're going to see the big numbers. Now, I think when I was running this team, I was running it on hard, but this is brutal. So here, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and ally attack. We're going to just chunk away the damage, and that's before it's even fully built up. His attack stat is going to get even higher, and we did not even have increased attack there. So when you go to A1, he's going to bring the champion with the highest crit damage alongside. So if you have 2 of them, he's going to bring the other Teox. Now, if you have Ninja, it could be Ninja or Quintus or whoever. And then you can also get big smacks here. That's without him being fully, how do I say that? Fully powered up, I guess we'll say. And then we can get decreased defense and weaken on the stub. And then we could do another AoE hit, and you can see we're just killing heads. We're killing all the heads. Now, if you're confused about some things, let me clarify, okay? There's 2 million on the A1, and then 3 million on the A1. So we just did 5 million on A1s, okay? 5 million. And then when we get more debuffs on there, it will be even better, okay? We're going to do more damage once we have the debuffs on there, which is crazy. Okay, there's 3 million on the A2, which we're actually going to turn off. If you're using Lazarus, you want to keep him in Form 1. Don't let him switch. That's one of the main problems with people like Lazarus not working. Okay, so here's the A2 on the second one. Alrighty. And then we're going to get into the big numbers here. So let's go ahead. We missed it. Okay, here's our A1s. There we go. 2.2 million. And then 2.6 million. Absolutely insane. We're at 31 million so far on Brutal. Then we'll ally attack. And we'll go up another 5 million just on the ally attack. But every time they A1, they also get counterattacks, which is pretty crazy. But every time they A1, it's like its own ally attack. Okay? It's like its own ally attack. All right, let's see that A3. Holy jeez. Was that 15 million damage? Was that 15 million damage? I just know that this is an amazing thing for everybody, and I wanted to make sure that we showcase it. Right now, we're at 43. We go up to 49, so 6 million there, without having all of the debuffs up here. Without having that. And then we can, make sure that you are not attacking the blue heads. That is one of the things that you want to keep in mind. We did get a little lucky there, okay? We do not want to be attacking the blue heads because, obviously, he is weak affinity to blue. So, there's a lot of potential in teams like this, and I just wanted to make sure that I shared this with you. I'm not sure why Venus isn't landing her debuffs. Normally, we would have poisons there and be getting even more damage out of this. One of the things that makes her so good. So, what do you think about all of the Teox shenanigans? Is this something that you're going to be doing on your account? I surely hope so. We're getting insane numbers even on the tankiest head. Insane numbers even on the tankiest head. And then we can put HP burn there. Okay, at least she landed that. But there's so many things, so many little details that are really insanely cool about this champion. So that'll do it for me here today. I appreciate you sticking around all the way till the end of the video. And we already have almost 30 million damage from both of those Teoxes, which is absolutely ridiculous. So have a great day. I'll see you later on stream. And let me know what team you're using with Teox. Would you use him in a different area of the game? Let me know, and I'll see you later. Let's see. Where's that ending? Right there.